Hey, so I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag because I'm freaking out a bit about how many books I really need to get to by the end of this year. So, without further ado, let's roll on into the questions. That was so formal. Question 1 is the best book I've read so far this year in 2018, and this would have to be Scythe by Neil Shusterman because it was one of those books where I literally couldn't put it down. And it kind of gave me that feeling that I rarely feel nowadays. It's that excitement to read all the time. It follows two apprentice scythes and they kill people. Well, I mean, they're training to kill people because in this world, no one can die unless by the hand of these professional scythes. It's just the best book I've read so far this year. Question 2 is the best sequel I've read so far in 2018, and this has to go to One Dark Throne by Kendare Blake. Oh, I really enjoyed reading this. Next installment, it was just as good as the first one, if not better. We just got to see so much more of the characters grow and develop, and more of the secrets unfold, and the ending. Well, I just need the third one right now. Question 3 is a new release that I haven't read but really want to. This would have to be Children of Blood and Bone. I've just seen so much talk about this book and the reviews are amazing and it just has so much hype, which makes me really apprehensive but also really intrigued at the same time. Question 4 is the most anticipated release for the second half of this year. It would have to be Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J Maas. I believe it comes out in October, and it's the conclusion to her Throne of Glass series, and I don't know, I'm kind of really nervous but also very excited to see how she concludes it all because there are so many threads that she needs to weave together and tie up, and so many characters that I want to re-see again, like Nox, for example, and Manon as well. I'm just dying to see her again and see what she's up to. So yeah, I need this book in my life. Question 5 is the biggest disappointment, and this unfortunately has to go to Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. It's not that it was a bad book by any means, it's just that I kind of saw where the events of the book were heading. Like, I kind of knew what was gonna go down. I'm being really vague because I don't want to spoil anyone, but regardless, it's a good book. You know, I wouldn't not read the second one. So yeah, it's not the biggest disappointment I've ever had, but it's up there, I guess. Oh, that's a bad note to end on, but anyway. Question number 6 is the biggest surprise I had. This would have to go to Nevernight by J. Kristoff. I read this for a travelling book project in Australia, so it went to a number of different readers before me, and I got to read their annotated notes in the pages, on the pages, in the pages. And I also got to read J. Kristoff's notes as well, because he had written on the pages as well. Can I say as well again? Just receiving that book was a surprise in and of itself, but the contents of the book too were, whoa. Surprised is an understatement. Question number 7 is my favourite new author, and this honour has to go to Erin Morgenstern, who is the author of The Brilliant Night Circus. I read this earlier this year and I was just enthralled. There's no other way to describe it. It was just so amazing reading her words. They're really something else, like magic, I swear. She really knows how to thread a story together and weave it in a way that just doesn't let you go. If you haven't checked out her work, highly recommend it. Number 8 is my newest fictional crush. I feel like I'm getting to the point where I really don't have any fictional crushes anymore, but if I had to answer it, it would probably be Billy from One Dark Throne. I think that's his name. I could be really wrong, and that just kind of shows how not into this question I am, but I think he's just a great character. He's really a subtle character, but he's very loyal, and I love those types of characters. And he is Arsinoe's love interest, and I love Arsinoe as well, and they have that really cool dynamic that I love, and he's a great character. I really like him, which is the definition of crush. So I guess you can say, yeah, he's my crush. That was a terrible answer, but hopefully you forgive me. Number 9 is my newest favorite character. This has to go to Trick from Nevernight. He is just a male character that, how do I put this into words? He's very sensitive and intelligent and also like ruthless, and really skilled as a warrior. And I'm into that. And I don't know, he was just written really well in relation to the protagonist in that story. So I just really loved how they kind of worked in tandem together. They really complemented one another really well. But like, just focusing on Trick, he was just my favorite character, I guess. Yeah. Number 10 is a book that made me cry. This was Tower of Dawn. There are a lot of reasons why this made me cry. I don't want to be spoilery, so I'm not going to say, but tears were shed. Number 11 is a book that made me happy, and I have to give this to The Night Circus. It is about star-crossed lovers. Yeah, it's really unforgettable, and the love story told in this is kind of unlike anything I've ever read before, so there's that. Number 12 is my favorite book to movie adaptation I saw this year, and I have to give this to Love, Simon. I saw this movie twice in the cinemas. It's probably one of the best book to movie adaptations I've ever seen. They do a magnificent job of portraying the relationship, and the acting is amazing. Just the dialogue too is so funny, and moving is just fantastic. Number 13 is my favorite video I have done this year. It's out of a very small selection of videos because I haven't uploaded much this year. But it would have to be the playlist book tag I did. What's not to love about dancing around and pairing books to your songs on your playlist. So yeah, I would pick that one. I will link it down below if you're interested in watching me dance terribly in front of you. Number 14 is the most beautiful book I bought so far this year, and I actually have to confess something, guys. I haven't bought a book this year so far. I've been looking around my room and I can't see anything. So I'm kind of proud of myself and impressed, and also slightly like concerned, like what am I doing with my life? So sorry I don't have an answer to this question, but on to question number 15. And that question is, what books do I need to read by the end of this year? So I actually did a book tubeathon to be read pile. That was my last video that I did, so I'll link that down below, but I'll show you the books that I need to read for that. These are the books I need to read in 7 days. So I haven't even read 7 books in 7 months, so I really don't know how I'm going to read 7 books in 7 days, but we'll see how it goes. And I don't really have a list of any other books that I really need to get to besides like Kingdom of Ash, because I hate giving myself lists to read things because it kind of puts extra pressure on me to read, and that's not great. So yeah, that is the mid-year book recap tag. I forgot the tag for a moment. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot. Comment down below your answers to these questions. I would love to hear from you. But for now, I will see you guys in my next video.